Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review, present folks talking sports. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Shout out to my man AD Moore for his recap of the Texans' loss earlier today, 25-9 at the Ravens. AD was at the game. Hope you caught that. His edition of the AdMax Corner that just ended minutes ago prior to this edition of FTS, Folks Talking Sports. Willy Gibson is on his way to his house from the Browns Bengals game in Cleveland. He is minutes away in Akron, returning to his domicile. And once he does that, he will join me hopefully in a few minutes. But until then, I have you, the viewers, to keep me company. You're watching on Facebook as well as on YouTube on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, and also the new Folks Talking Sports YouTube channel as well. So you got two options there on YouTube to watch. And since I am here, got to do this push. Got the new merch for the Folks Talking Sports. Got the mugs right there. Got more than mugs now. FTS mugs. We got the FTS shirts, comfort color tees. Links available on this video on the Roundball Review channel. You can purchase unisex shirts. Alan, how are you doing? Women's shirts, women's slim fit. Got that, a few days ago. So that is now an option, as well as youth unisex shirts. FTS youth unisex shirts. Got women's slim fit as well as some unisex youth shirts as well. So branching out, got to get those revenue streams flowing. Big 12 season is here for Coogs. Basketball season is almost here. Media Day is, 5 weeks away, roughly, for the Big 12 basketball tip-off in Kansas City in mid-October. SWAC Media Day will be in Humble, surprisingly enough, in Humble, new location, October 3rd and 4th. The American will have Media Day on the, off the top of my head, 8th, October 8th. And then the week after that will be the Big 12 basketball tip-off in Kansas City. And I'm hoping to be able to attend all three of those, SWAC, the American, and the Big 12. Not many other outlets locally can say that, folks. Help me make that happen. Help me. Got that right corner there, upper right. Looking for some advertisers for this show, for FTS, as well as Let's Rage Coogs for basketball season. Buy some merch. Miss Wanda, how are you? Thank you for your support. Good to talk to you yesterday at Rice. We can talk about Rice UH football for a few minutes till Willy Gibson joins us. Going to talk also about Team USA not winning a medal at the 2023 FIBA World Cup following today's loss in the bronze medal game to Canada in overtime. I think final score was 118-111. Defense just wasn't good enough. I said it before the World Cup began. For Team USA, it's a young team, but for them to have success, win the gold medal, they'd have to keep guys out the paint. Games I saw, defense was trash. Trash. Switching defenses only works if you can keep guys out the paint. If you can't do that, then opponents will just exploit that matchup, penetration, get to the basket, get layups all day long. If you collapse, kick it out to open three-point shooters. And I heard Dylan Brooks scored like 38, 39 points today, made, at least six threes to help Canada beat Team USA in the bronze medal game. So Rocket fans, if you saw that, I hope you're happy with the Dylan Brooks that Canada had for these few weeks in the World Cup. We'll see if that's the Dylan Brooks that the Rockets get for these next up to 4 seasons. But hey, defense. And Edwards said after the game, we couldn't get stops. Steve Kerr said after the game, we couldn't get stops. Look at the makeup of the team. Look at it. I mean, it wasn't very good. It was not defensive focused from the jump. International countries got a lot of NBA guys and got a lot of talented capable pro players, if not NBA, overseas. You got to get stops. Gone are those days. We can just roll out the ball and say, hey, we're Team USA, and put together a team in a month or 2 months and expect to beat these good teams. Those days are over. You got to get stops. Allowing teams to shoot 55% from the floor. That's trash defense. It's not good enough. 40-minute games giving up 100 points 3 times in the last 4. 40-minute games. I'm a defensive guy. So it just rubs me the wrong way to see defense be so poor. You get what you get. On to the Olympics next year, and the roster will look different. Some of the more elite players, American-born players, will opt to compete in the Olympics because in Paris, you better get some guys like Draymond Green types who can play some defense, who can keep guys out of the paint and keep them on the perimeter. Come on, Grant Hill. You know better than this. But, Coug fans, have you recovered? Do you still want to vent? Gripe? I saw on X, Twitter, someone posted time to fire Dana Holgorsen, like a fire Dana meme going around. Is this only because of the loss to Rice in double overtime? Cougs are 1-1. I thought they'd be 1-1 after 2 games. I just had the win reversed. I thought they'd lose to UTSA and beat Rice. Well, they beat UTSA and lost to Rice. Still 1-1. What y'all expect this season? Dana Holgorsen is who he is. I mean, I don't expect a lot from this year's team, this first year in the Big 12 for Houston. But venting, Houston's not going to fire Dana after 2 games. They're not going to fire Dana after losing to Rice. Game 2 of the season, that's not going to happen. Houston Athletics is not big-time athletics. They claim to be. They're not. Haven't been for years. First year in the Big 12, first year in a Power 5. They got to act like it. But they were not going to fire Dana, I don't think, at this season at all. But it's definitely not after the 2 games into the season. They're 1-1. Baylor's 0-2. Texas Tech's 0-2. So maybe those games are winnable now in the Big 12. I doubt it, but time will tell. As Strand says, he's a big, I don't know about the biggest because I'm up there. I'm a big critic of Dana Holgorsen. But Miss Wanda said she went into this season with no expectations. Chris Pesman had expectations of what would be a successful season. That's a bowl. Going to a bowl, that's at least 6 wins. 2 games down, 10 more to go. 10 more games to get 5 wins. It's doable. Not sure how probable it is. It's doable. First Big 12 matchup this Saturday. Home against TCU. The first Big 12 homecoming theme for the new members, Big 12 members this year. Houston gets it. Host TCU. Commissioner Yormark will be in town Thursday for part of the Big 12 promotions for the Big 12 homecoming. I think he'll have some media availability Thursday. I hope. But let's recap. If you did not see Saturday's Cougs Rice football game, Rice jumped out to a 21-0 lead at the end of the first quarter, led 28-0 in the second quarter, led 28-7 at halftime. Cougs had a 7.5-minute drive in the third quarter to start the third quarter, ended with no points. Score was 28-7 into 3. Cougs marching. Cougs scored 28 straight points, 21 points in the fourth quarter to tie the game up, forced overtime. Scored a touchdown in the first overtime to lead 35-28. So the Cougs went from 28 zip down to up 35-28. Defense couldn't get stopped. Rice tied the game up For second overtime, Rice had the ball first, score a touchdown, 2-point conversion to go up 8. Coogs had a chance, scored a touchdown, went for 2. Matthew Golden could not hold on to the pass to force the third overtime. The Rice wins, Coogs lose 43-41. Going to say this. It was mentioned Saturday night on the Let's Rate Coogs post-game show. I'm going to talk about it more here on Folks Talking Sports. Dana Holgorsen made a comment Saturday that his team did not have the will to win, I guess mainly in overtime. Head coach saying his players did not have the will to win. This is the same team, as I said minutes ago, trailed 28-0, bounced back to go up 35-28. Seemed like they had some will to do that, to get back in the game, to take a lead. So I'm kind of curious to hear Coach Holgorsen's answers Monday, if his tune has changed a little bit from Saturday night after the loss. Some time to think about it. Then Monday morning with his 11 a.m. media session, which you can watch on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. But his players did not have the will to win. He's the head coach. The buck stops with the head coach. D-Skill says it. And let me let me bring this up. All the D-Skills watching, folks watching on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Nelson Caesar had 2 sacks last night for the Cougs. He disagreed with the comment. With Dana's comment saying the players lack the will to win. You can go watch the Let's Rate Cougs postgame show on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel and see the clips from Nelson Caesar, Sam Brown, etc. throughout the show. How many, seriously, it's a serious question. How many folks, are the folks watching FTS right now, how many of you know Coug fans, Coug alums, friends, people who like Dana Holgorsen as a coach? Seriously, I'm being very serious when I ask that question. How many of you, give me your answers in the comments. How many of you know Coug fans, alums, friends of the program, whatever you want to, however you want to describe it? How many of you know people who like Dana Holgorsen as a head coach? Alan Tran, not me. Miss Wanda, not me. None. Merrick, can't say I know anyone who does. Here we go. No one. I got six responses. All 6. No one. Not me. No one. That's kind of cold there, D-Skills right there. No one I know like Dana, not even the ones who have gotten drunk with him. Wow. Man. But and this is one point I was going to bring up. He doesn't need to be liked per se. Definitely. He needs to do a good job of coaching and win games. Agreed. In his follow-up, which he does not. Correct. Agreed. The issue, in addition to those statements, is there is a small circle of folks who do like him as a head coach. And that small circle of folks is the reason why he still has a job. That is the issue. That's the bottom line. Bottom line is, financial as well. That small circle of folks who do like him as head coach keep him employed as the head coach of the Cougars. That's, you can say that's the problem for the team, for the organization. That's where it is. These skills, kind of get an idea. These skills knows people. You can tell by the comments here. The donors like him because he's always down to party with them. So, and they love Dana. And we can get into discussion here. That's the problem. You get behind folks, you like coaches, you like certain coaches, you like hanging out with them, you like partying with them, you like spending time with them. That's your personal life. That should not interfere with the product on the field, on the court, whatever the sport. That is a problem. This is business. College sports, regardless of what some folks, a dwindling few, continue to say, college sports on the Division I level is big time business. Houston athletics needs to act like they are a big time business. They haven't. They may be getting better in certain areas, marketing wise, promotions, but the coaches, production from the coaches, the revenue sports, was only two really: football and men's basketball. Women's basketball, if you're an alum who have not kept up with women's hoops, it's okay. But keep this in mind if you didn't know. If you did not know, keep this in mind. Ronald Hughey has been head coach at Houston the same number of years as Kelvin Sampson. Just keep that in mind. And that's a fact right there. Lizelle Taylor III. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Don't be a stranger. Thank you for your comments. Appreciate it. Spread the word about the show. Spread the word about the channels on YouTube as well. Many unqualified people have jobs that they don't deserve because they kiss butt and are cool with the right people. Too many times in life, it is not what you know. It is who you know. If you're young and watching the show and have not learned that, learn it right now. It's not necessarily what you know, but who you know. And in that sense, I don't blame Dana Holgorsen. I don't blame Ronald Hughey. I don't blame, I forgot, I could see his name and y'all help me out. Todd Whitting, baseball coach at UH. Don't blame him. They're not signing their own checks. They're not paying themselves. So it's not their fault. Because at some point in our lives, if you believe, I believe, I'm just not getting the job done at this job. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not. But hey, they're still paying me. So as long as they're still paying me, I must keep coming to work. As long as they're paying me lots of, in these coaches' name situations, in Dana's case, millions and millions of dollars, I don't blame him for taking that money. I don't blame him for cashing those checks. This is an administrative problem. It's higher up. Chris Pesman said months ago in an article, I think on the record in the Daily Cougar, that the administration did not do enough for the non-Olympic sports. And other sports besides football and men's basketball. And now that Houston is in the Big 12, they're going to do more, investing more in those other sports. That was the reason, justification for bringing back coaches like Ronald Hughey and Todd Whitting. Not winning, not results, but they didn't do enough for the administration to win. Other sports on campus have won. Volleyball's doing well. Soccer's done well. Track and field's done well. I would much rather have a coach and a staff that does more with less rather than less with more. Because if you are successful with less facilities, less money to recruit, smaller budgets, all those things, if you're successful with less, then I want you to coach my team. But if you can't win when the world is handed to you on a silver platter and you are not succeeding with more than other coaches in town, I don't want you to coach my team. D-Skills has a very good point here. What other wealthy alums, UH alums, are willing to step up and, how should I phrase it? Challenge Tilman, stand up to Tilman, go dollar for Tilman and say, these coaches are not getting it done. They got to go. And Tilman asked him, you going to pay for it? Yeah. Where do I sign? Does UH have anybody like that? Need some folks like that. In terms of facilities, compared UH facilities to Texas Southern, Rice, HCU. In women's hoops and most of the sports, Houston's facilities are better than their Houston area counterparts. TSU women's hoops has gone to the tournament, NCAA tournament. Rice has gone to the tournament in Coach Huey's tenure at UH. HCU hasn't. It came very close one year, but their facilities and their budget is, it's embarrassingly low. And Coach Finney has done as well as she could do considering what she has to work with. You know, she has to get check games in order to keep HCU facilities afloat, the team afloat. Some of the stuff I've heard about, some of the programs, what they have to do to just have a team, have uniforms, be able to feed the players. You'd be shocked at the struggles that some of these other programs in town have to endure. They're getting it done. What do you have to think about this? D-Skills point. All that goodwill with the blue jerseys brought to the school has completely evaporated after I thought some of the goodwill ended when it was determined and confirmed that the jerseys were not available for purchase. I think D-Skills is saying Saturday's loss to Rice just erased whatever remained of that goodwill and that good vibe. I got a UH administrator scheduled for this Thursday at noon on the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, part of the lunch break, available on this YouTube channel and also on Roku, courtesy of the BS3 Network. One of the new hires, another new hire. So it's not Chris Pesman. Still working on that, but it's not Chris Pesman. So tune in live if you can this Thursday, 12:05. If not, just watch the rebroadcast of that interview, and have another coach, Shrika Wright from UTSA, will join me as well, because UTSA's non-conference schedule has been finalized, and she's going to talk about this non-conference schedule. Joining me in a suit and tie. The colors don't look like the Cleveland Brown colors, though. I guess he's being neutral in that. So, but all right, real quick, Mr. Gibson. Here we go. Here, comment. What will bring goodwill is winning. Yes. And we cannot achieve that with Holgo and Belk. Well, not alone in that, Demerick. That's for sure. Pretty uniforms or not, winning cures everything. UH football needs a change and a shakeup. Bring you in, Willy Gibson. On this note, East Kings hopes that Houston does not get embarrassed on national TV this week against TCU.
Ooh.
Big 12 opener for the Houston Cougars football program. First off, Mr. Gibson,
yes, sir.
Mighty sharp there, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Mighty sharp.
Yeah, man, I'm running in. Go ahead.
Are you? Was your intention to be truly loyal, not loyal, objective and impartial, wearing those non-Browns colors today?
No, man, it was next man up. Next man up. That's it. Next man up. Just season opener. So you got to make sure you know.
Oh, okay.
Set the tone for the season. Set the tone for the season.
Understood. Yeah. Well, yeah. All right, we'll get back to Cougar football in a moment. What did you see at the Browns-Bengals game, sir?
I saw a fast defense.
For who?
A fast defense for the Browns with bad intentions.
All right.
That team, the defense that I saw, is by no means a comparison to what we saw last year. Jim Schwartz has come in and put his stamp on this team, put his stamp on this defense, and it's been an interesting season on the banks of the Lake Erie this NFL season for the Browns.
So did the Browns defense set a tone in the first quarter?
They set the tone on play one.
Okay.
With Zadarius Smith. He introduced himself to Joe Burrow play one. And that from that point on, the defense was letting people know we're here. So
the Browns did not get down 21-0.
No.
In the first quarter. Nothing like that?
No.
They did not trail a rival 28-0 in the second quarter? Anything like that? No?
No.
I say all that because that's what the Cougars did Saturday against Rice.
I heard. Actually, yeah.
And did you? Well, Mr. Gibson.
Yep.
You're covering a team. Have you, as a media person, a credentialed media person, have you covered any teams in your professional career?
Mm-hmm.
Trail, it doesn't matter the sport, trail by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Come all the way back. Take a lead in overtime, whatever, but lose. Then after the game, the coach says, my guys did not have the will to win.
Wow, that's a telling statement. Well, to answer your question, no. But in response to that statement, that my guys didn't have the will to win, I don't know. I'm of the ilk. It's the law of the lid. Your team, your organization is only going to go as far as its leader. So if your guys don't have the will to win, just saying.
Who's in charge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a good point. But also, if they did not have the will to win, why did they come back in the game
That part. That's a great point.
and take
That's
the
a great
lead?
point.
You know,
Right.
and one of the players, Nelson Caesar for the Cougs, media asked him last night his thoughts on Dana's words about not having a will to win. And Nelson said, "Oh, I disagree with that.
As well he should. As well he should.
This is week 2. You already having problems. Week 2. Why would your coach say that to the media? He could have kept it in the locker room. Players would not have liked it. Okay, but at least I'd have been in the locker room and let them have a gripe fest and complain in the locker room about that. But don't make it public."
No.
Nelson Caesar also admitted that he took it upon himself. He looked past Rice and was looking to TCU, first game in the Big 12. So basically, it was a trap game. Rice was a trap game. But he said himself, as a player, veteran, think team captain, that he fell into that trap. I looked past Rice.
So again, I say that falls back to your leader to keep your team focused on the task at hand.
Yes, I agree to a point. Now, Dana said it, that he said, guys, don't take Rice for granted. He said that all week. He said it, media session with us. The coaches said it, media session with us.
Okay.
So they, coaches say it. And younger players, it happens in the pros too sometimes. Yeah, coach, whatever. We hear you, coach. We're not going to do that, coach. We're not going to take him for granted and still take opponent for granted. It happens. It's human nature. It happens.
Yep.
But my counter to Dana is saying that, okay, if you see your team half-stepping, going through the motions for a quarter, for a half, as the head coach, change things. Call some different plays. Put in some different players. Because why? You are the head coach. You are in charge. The buck stops with you. Right?
It does.
So,
I
don't know if you saw what parts of the show you saw last night, but I'm going to say it again for folks who missed it. And I'm standing by. I'm not backing down from it. I said, if it comes down, any game comes down to coaching. Dana on one side and anybody on the other. I'm taking anybody.
Anybody. Wow.
Anybody.
Wow. Wow. That's telling.
If TCU Saturday game on Fox, if it comes down to coaching, you know where I'm going, Will.
Is that the big noon kickoff game?
Oh no! Oh gosh, no! 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah,
okay.
7 o'clock Central.
Okay.
Yes, prime time on Fox. Hope it's not an embarrassment.
That Gus? No, because he'll do the noon game, so no, wouldn't be Gus.
Oh yeah, it won't be Gus. No, be nice though, because Gus will kind of guarantee a close game. Because most of the games that he calls are close games. D-Skills being serious but not being serious with this statement. I would take Tom Landry now over Dana.
D-Skills.
Wow. All right. I'm not going to touch on it. The Mel Tucker stuff. That man, he's done coaching Michigan State.
Done. If fumbling the bag was a person.
Man, indeed. He did it to himself. Apparently, literally, he did it to himself.
I thought you wasn't touching it. Oops.
Oh, my bad there. So it's a question of with what he did will result in, allow Michigan State to not have to pay him the remaining money on his contract.
Absolutely.
Because that's like $77 million $77 to $80 million, man.
Fumbled the bag.
But yeah. All right. I want to talk about the Pac-2. Your thoughts on the Pac-2 suing the other 10 members, who, by the way, have 8 schools in the top 25 in football, 3 more than any other conference. Everybody said who knows college football said that this year in football would be a great year for the Pac-12.
Yep.
And so far, it has lived up to that, and I think even exceeded that. But the Pac-2, Oregon State and Washington State, I think they have parts of it, their suit makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if the other 10 members have, I guess, officially been announced as members of new conferences, then why are they still getting a chance to vote on the board of directors?
Agreed. Makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So good luck to the Pac-2 with that. I think that is cut and dry. I don't see how they're going to remain an Autonomy 5 conference when they reverse merge with the Mountain West in order to keep the name Pac-12. So good luck with that. You're not going to be a Power 5. You may have the name Pac-12, but so
yeah.
And because of that, your money is going to be different.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with. Let me get your thoughts on this, Brother Gibson, and everybody watching. It's 2023. It is still important to be on linear TV.
Yes.
For conferences.
Ask Colorado.
Big Ten, everybody, Big Ten, ACC, SEC, Big 12. It's still important to be on linear TV. Will there be a point in time where it's not important to be on linear TV? Not less important, because we're getting to that point right now, but not important.
No, I don't believe so. I don't.
See, I agree with that. Because, yes, cord cutting is taking a toll on ESPN, a lot of networks. I mean, every network is losing subscribers to streaming.
Yep.
Some more than others. But Utah Jazz, Phoenix Suns, other pro teams, pro franchises, organizations want to get back to what? Having
Local
their
TV.
own. Thank you. Having their games on over-the-air TV.
I'm sorry. He did it to himself. I'm still stuck on that. I'm petty. I'm sorry.
I mean, I had it in my brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah.
Plus, this is like hour 13 for me straight up. Yeah, so I'm probably a little loopy right now. That was funny. But go ahead. My bad.
But like the Pac-12 networks that hardly anybody outside of the West Coast, Pacific time zones has. When the Pac-2 does whatever with their next media rights deal, it's discussion of the Pac-12 networks just ceasing to exist. Why? I ask because if they could make it work, like the Mountain West currently is on CBS Sports, and who else? Who is it? FS1 maybe? Something like that? Maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But Mountain West also has a streaming channel.
Oh, do they?
See?
See? I really didn't know. No.
Pac-12 networks, I think, has more reach than what the current Mountain West has. So why get rid of that? Why not just do what you can to expand the audience?
Yeah.
Rather than shut it down. The Big 12 has a streaming component. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus.
Mhm.
But they're also on, or soon to be on the next media rights deal, ESPN and Fox. When the next deal starts, they have the streaming component already established. Some folks hate Disney right now, especially people who have Spectrum.
Spectrum.
But they have a streaming component already established. And Brett Yormark is trying to say we have the best of both worlds. Well, if they do, the best of both worlds, in our opinion, here on Folks Talking Sports, is to have a linear component and a streaming component.
Agreed.
Not solely a streaming component. So all the talk about somewhere down the line, it's inevitable that linear is going to go. No, it's not. I disagree. I think you disagree as well.
I absolutely disagree.
Because like Super Bowl, oops, I'm going to have to pay somebody for that. The big game
In February
is not going to go away from linear.
It's not.
And that does not mean that the big game won't be on a streaming component, but it's not going to go away from linear. That's what, 60, 70 million folks watching that game every year. It's the most watched TV show every year.
Yep.
Because of the linear component.
Yep.
So streaming is it's here, but fans are like, man, I got to get this one, then I got to get this one, then I got to get this one, all this to just watch my one team.
Yep.
So what, do you see a point in time where fans were like, just make it simple. I don't want to have to pay 4 different streaming platforms to watch my team play.
Right.
Will fans get to that point?
I agree. I think they will, because it's what you say. You're cord cutting, and 95% of the people that I know that cord cut is, I need to save money. But as you said, you got this one and that one and this one and that one, and people are, if you really look at it, are you truly saving the money?
Yeah.
But the linear component, you said it's the best of both worlds. It's the best of both worlds. I can still have my streaming, the capability, the flexibility to stream, as well as have the opportunity to view on linear TV. So, yeah, to reiterate, I don't ever see a point or a time where you won't have that option.
One way it could at some point in the future become obsolete is if the streaming platforms, all of them, sports ones, have allowed fans to watch multiple games at one time. The multi-window views. Because one problem now is if you're a sports fan, not necessarily a fan of one team, you want to watch, okay, well, I want to watch this game. It's on this streaming platform. Okay, I want to watch this game. Same time, it's on this platform. Well, I got to go out of apps. I got to switch apps. Linear, I just go up and down the dial. Press a button, do the return previous channel button or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important for that part of it. That's down the line. I don't know. There's not too many streaming platforms that allow that right now.
Yeah, I think there's one in particular. I just heard of it. Well, not of the platform, but this capability today with week 1 of NFL football, you do have the capability of viewing 4 games at once within this particular app. I'm not going to mention them because they don't pay us yet.
Correct. There you go.
Yeah.
That I think would be a big help. And D-Skills probably knows who that is.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
He's a big football fan, and he's a high tech guy as well. He sends me screenshots of watching. He got like 5 games on the screen at one time. I'm like, okay, good for you. You're a bad man. I'm back in the day of, remember, it was a big thing, Will, to have the PIP, picture in picture.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, ooh, man, I'm up there, man. I'm big time.
Moving on up like George and Wheezy with that one. Yeah.
These kids now got like 4 or 5 games on at once. I'm like, okay, well, salute to you, man. you know, Dana Holgorsen's number one fan. Not at all. He's not a fan of Dana at all.
Mm.
Mr. Gibson, in these closing moments, your thoughts on Team USA men's basketball. Let me say that again. Men's basketball, because women's team continues to just roll on through competition like it's nobody's business. But Team USA fellas today lost in overtime to Canada, failed to medal. Your thoughts on that? Not getting a medal in the World Cup, not the Olympics, but in the World Cup.
The World Cup, and I want to be careful when I say this. The goal was accomplished. They qualified for the Paris Olympics. I think, now, granted, do you want to win? Absolutely, you do. But it's funny you said, because I had a conversation with somebody on my drive home, and I tried to be nice. I said, they sent the C team. He said, no, bro, they sent the F team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
wow.
I was going to say, I don't know if it was the C team. Yeah,
I was trying to be nice, but he was like, no, they sent the F team. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. I mean, and he brought up a valid point. Walker Kessler, why'd you take him if you weren't going to play him?
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram didn't want to be there.
And
Clearly.
didn't play, and then got sick or something.
Yeah. Then, and one positive I will say, the one person that they thought would be a knucklehead came out smelling like a rose. Anthony Edwards, and balled out the entire tournament. So
he'll be on the Olympic team.
He'll be on the Olympic team. Absolutely.
I'm not sure about the other ones from but he'll be on the Olympic team.
I mean, you might have to use a phrase. You might have the last dance in Paris. You might have LeBron, Steph, KD, whoever else. I mean, you might have I know these kids will love this. James Harden. You might have the last dance.
You might have Draymond on that team. Steve Kerr. You might have 3 or 4 Warriors on that team.
Yep. Steve Kerr's the coach. You
gotta have guys who can get stops.
Yep. Joel Embiid. I heard this the other day. I think Windhorst was talking about this. Joel Embiid is an international free agent.
Yep.
And if the USA can get him, because you mentioned stops, that's it. It brought that back. Yeah. Joel Embiid.
And Joker didn't play in the World Cup. He's going to play in the Olympics.
Jamal Murray didn't play in the World Cup.
Right.
Andrew Wiggins.
So Canada should be better.
Thank you.
US, the F team, clearly wasn't an A team.
No.
But this team, they did not put together, they did not have guys who can get stops one-on-one. This is where I'm kind of torn, but maybe I'm not by what I'm going to say. The perils of straight up switching defense. Unless you got 5 guys who are basically elite, where when they switch, there's no drop off. It doesn't matter who the hell has the ball, they're not getting beat. Unless you got that squad, switching defense will ultimately, if you're going against a good team, as most of the international teams are now because of their pro experience, they will hunt the mismatch. And then once they find it, they will exploit that over and over and over until you do something to stop them.
Correct.
So switching defense, all I saw, I didn't watch today's game, but when I saw, I guess, the semifinal game, and just Germany just strolling to the hoop. I mean, just stroll, blow pass, Austin Reeves, blow pass, and it didn't matter who it was. Switch up, I got this. Just stroll on to the hoop. And I'm like, Will, correct me if I'm wrong. FIBA rules, you can play zone, right?
Absolutely, you can, yes.
So you can be in the paint. You can just stand under the bucket, basically.
Yes.
So why, time and time again, I saw this easy strolls to the hoop, unchallenged, uncontested layups. Like, what is this?
Pride.
You know what
False
Pride got him? Pride got him 3 losses in the last 4 games and no medal. That's what
Yep.
Pride got him.
Yeah, I agree. Without question, I agree.
And we say all that. It's the F team, D, whatever. If they just had some dudes who could get stops one-on-one,
Yep.
they still could have won the gold medal.
Facts.
But they didn't. And it's so they've struggled in the World Cup so long, like they haven't medaled in or won a gold in like years, 10 years, something like that. Olympics is different because to American players, the Olympics is more important.
Yep.
To most of the international players, the World Cup is more important.
Mm-hmm.
And so you combine that with the makeup of the teams, you get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens in Paris. I think it's a good chance that Paris, it might be an elite, it might be the last dance for a lot of old heads.
Yep.
Get their final shot to win a gold medal, win another gold medal, and go out a blaze of glory. That might happen.
Yep.
Hey, and I'll say this. I didn't know. I think I watched 3 games of the World Cup.
That's 3 more than me.
It's just not that big a deal to me anymore. It's just not.
Especially at 4:45 a.m. Eastern. That's not attractive to me.
Okay, these last few minutes of this episode 108 of Folks Talking Sports. Any thoughts on the Longhorns winning in Alabama?
Yep, I was thinking about Andy all day. I should have tuned in post game. Like, Andy, do you still think UH is going to beat Texas?
He's beginning to waver. Last night, he
Okay.
had the doubts creeped in, man. He really creeped in last night. Man.
Yeah,
he's not changing a bit, but he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. October 21st now. Anything on any given Saturday." That was his line. That basically was his line.
Okay, yeah. I can rock with that. I can rock with that. Honestly, on a personal note, I kept seeing Quinn Ewers, and I'm like, man, you should have been doing that for us this afternoon.
Yeah,
because he left Ohio State because he thought it was unfair that C.J. Stroud started in front of him, which history has shown it wasn't.
Yeah,
but he thought it was unfair, and at the end of the day, and I've told people this, and I hope it's okay that I say this on this platform. Quinn Ewers came to Ohio State for the bag because he graduated early, because he was Texas, and I don't know if this still is the case. Texas high school athletes aren't eligible for NIL. Is that correct?
I think that is still the case. Okay. Yes, I think that if it hasn't changed, it's probably inevitable. Yeah.
So he came to Ohio State to secure the bag, and it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. That's a sore topic with Browns fans right now. It is what it is, but that's another story. But he came to Ohio State for the bag, and then he thought, okay, I'll play, and then C.J. Stroud calmly took the job and didn't give it up.
Yeah.
So he felt, okay, now I'm college eligible. I'll go back to Texas, and he played well. I'm happy for him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sour graping this. I'm happy, truly happy for the young man. He did what made him happy, and he's performing well. It's great that it came against a Nick Saban coach team. And Alabama is Alabama has work to do. I'll say that.
Yeah, see, that's what my next question for you is it more Texas is back or Alabama for Alabama the downward slide continues?
No, I think it was personal for Sark.
Okay.
Even though I think while it was personal for Sark, it exposed some challenges that Alabama is going to have. And Auburn, LSU, Georgia saw those challenges and are, if they're smart, going to take advantage of them. So, hey, Chris, I think I got to hold on one second. Oh.
Oh, if you got to go, you got to go, man, because we're going to wrap it up. So it's all
Yeah, I
good.
got to roll.
All right, no problem.
All right. Thanks, sir.
All right. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, see.
Yes, sir.
Big time moves here on Folks Talking Sports. No worries, because we're going to wrap it up a little bit early on this edition of episode 108 of FTS. Thank you, everybody. D Skills, Clezell Taylor III. Is it Clezell Taylor? Mr. Tran, Ms. Polk. Thank you for your comments. To Merrick, thank you for your comments. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules, your lives. Because I think the Cowgirls are playing right now against the Giants. I think that's happening right now. But maybe Alabama did overlook Texas. Wouldn't that be something? Here's a thought for Coug fans. Maybe TCU will overlook Houston. maybe that'll happen this Saturday. Maybe TCU will take Houston for granted. TCU players be like, Houston lost to Rice, man. I know Coach saying don't take him, blah, blah, blah. But Houston lost to Rice. We can just wake up and beat them. Maybe that happens. Oh, Jerry, so you don't have to give me that news. See, Jerry, yeah, that's a sad. That just ruins my night. The weekend is over now. The Longhorns won Saturday, and the Cowgirls are winning right now. That just, man, see, that's just. Oh well. Thank you, everyone, for watching this edition of Folks Talking Sports. Follow me on IG, Threads, and TikTok at Folks Talking Sports. Thank you for watching on either YouTube at Houston Roundball Review or on the new Folks Talking Sports YouTube channel. Got the new FTS merch. One more time to wrap it up. Got the youth unisex tees, different colors you see right there on the screen for you. Or if you listen to the audio, got black, gray, red, gold, Kelly green. Women's slim fit tees, similar colors, got a pink. For women's slim fit tees, buy those shirts. Help the Houston Roundball Review as well as Folks Talking Sports. Get your mug like I have. Let me do this. Got me my FTS mug right here. Right there, FTS mug. So I got that right there. Get it out of the light there, FTS mug. So thank you very much. Coug fans, Jerry, he's an alum. He's still disgusted from last night. Dude. Hey, like I said, after 2 games, I thought the Cougs would be 1-1. I just had my predictions reversed. So it's all right. But as always, thank you very much for chiming in to this edition of Folks Talking Sports. I think Willie came back. You want to close it out? Tell folks how to find you? You want to do that?
Yep. I'm audio back? Yep, I am. Okay. Yes, sorry about that.
No problem, man. Let me get see if I can pull it up here. Let's see here. Willy Gibson. Looked like I thought you changed some of your names. You tell me how to folks find you.
I did.
Go ahead.
I did. On Twitter, you can find me at Will Gibson 7. Instagram, it's now Will Knows, as well as Threads, Will Knows.
Okay, so now it's Facebook, Instagram, and Threads is Will Knows.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, all right. I'll change it after the show. So the only one that's Will Gibson 7 is X.
Twitter.
Is that correct? Twitter. All right, excuse me. Twitter.
You know. Did I just lose you again?
No, I'm still here.
See, I said Twitter and they took me out.
See, took you out. See, there you go. All right. Well, let's do this. All right. Facebook. IG, and Threads.
Yeah.
Is Will Knows.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Let me just post it. Don't get it to scroll as we wrap it up here. No, so is it like this, sir? Is it like that?
It is like that.
All right.
It is.
Who do the Buckeyes have this weekend?
Western Kentucky.
Oh, okay. So they have a week off. All right. So, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't see the game last night, But I swear, and this is be it. Did I see correctly that Maryland was on NBC last night?
Yeah, West Virginia. Was it West Virginia?
Something. And I was like, really? On NBC?
Big
like,
10. Big
I was
10,
like,
baby. The Big 18, baby.
but it was Maryland, though, Will. That's what I was like.
Hey, everybody, it's a round robin. Everybody gets to go. Everybody gets to go.
Oh, no. Let me see it. Let me back up. I want to get this right. So but it was someone, I was like, oh my gosh, is this correct?
Because last week it was Penn State in West Virginia.
So
I know Ohio State has 2 on NBC this year.
It was, I guess, no. So it was Friday. Yeah, that's yesterday. Friday was the 9th, right? Saturday was the 9th. See, Saturday was the 9th.
Saturday.
So no, it was Maryland and Charlotte.
Charlotte, that's right. It was Charlotte.
On NBC. And I was like, whoa, wow. Maryland and Charlotte. Charlotte got to be like, yep, tune in.
Yeah.
We're going to be on NBC.
All the recruits. Hey, check us out. We're on NBC.
38-20. But hey, we were on NBC. So you can't take that away from us.
What's that, Jerry? 29-68 this year. This year they got the Big 10. Big 10.
First year of the Big 10 or the Big 18 on NBC. So yes.
And Notre Dame was at NC State, so they were on the ABC yesterday.
Right. So this is part of, and as Willie said, part of the agreement. Maryland got on NBC against Charlotte. So hey, all right, Brother Gibson, thank you as always, man. I appreciate it, and we will do this again. Who do the Browns have next Sunday?
Next Monday night. So I'm here with you. I'm on time next Sunday. I'm with you.
All right.
Next Monday night at Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Another rival.
Yep. Yeah, they start out first 4 games, 3 are divisional opponents.
So, sounds good.
Yep.
And you and AD need to talk about what is it? A road trip. AD's going to take a road trip, maybe meet you, right? Something like that.
Yeah, Cincinnati. Like we'll be in Cincinnati, I think, in November, mid-November. Yeah, we'll do it.
All right. Willy Gibson, thank you as always, man. You take care. To everyone who watched us, Jerry Clazel, Miss Wanda Polk, Alan Tran, Demerick, everybody. Tell your friends about Folks Talkin Sports on YouTube. Folks Talkin Sports, part of the Houston Roundball Review Media Group. And remember, Rocket fans love Dylan Brooks now. Love him now. When I first suggested Rockets get Dylan Brooks, oh no, Chris, oh no, you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Is he bringing the boxing gloves to Houston?
Oh yeah, for sure. But yep, training camp is around the corner.
So hey, media day for the Cavs is in 2 weeks, September 25th.
And I think Rockets media day will be October 2nd. I think that's right. Content like that'll be also here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. And as always, in conclusion, since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. Y'all take care. Peace.